I remember sitting in on an interview that Jermaine Dupri had on, I think it was like Power 105, and he was talking about you, and he was saying, and for some reason this always stuck in my head in terms of like how I do business, and he said, when you have a certain amount of success with somebody, you should stick with that person. For because sure. A lot of people start to think that their success is their own success, when the reality is it's the success of a team or of the group.
Right.
And he made a mention of like, well, you see that Bow Wow's not doing the numbers that he was doing while he was with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it was like, I remember it really stuck to me. It was kind of like, okay, it's really easy to think it's all you. And to kind of get beside yourself and not give the people who made this point in your life a reality.
Right on. So
after you dropped that album and it didn't do the multi-platinum, did you and Jermaine start to talk after that?
Yeah, I remember driving, it was All-Star Weekend out here in LA. And I was here, of course, I was performing and doing like a million other things. And I was in a real dark place. I really didn't want to rap anymore. It wasn't fun. I really didn't care about it. And I just said, and Sony was coming to me like it's time to work on the next album. And I told him, I said, listen, if it's not with Jermaine, I can't do it. I quit. Like, I just won't fucking ever go to the studio ever again in life. Like, I just don't want to do it unless he's a part of it. Y'all have to find a way to make this man a part of my album. He needs to executive produce my album.
Okay.
And I got on the phone with him. I called him. I said, where you at? He was like, I'm in Malibu. He had a house in Malibu at the time. And I drove out to him and Janet's house. I drove out there. And I remember just sitting in the living room crying. Just crying to him. I couldn't even hold it in no more. Like, just telling him, like, dog, like, this shit is fucked up, man. Like, how, me being young, I didn't understand the business. I always thought you was gonna be there for me. Like, you was like a father I never had, a big brother. Like, I felt like you fucking left me, bro. Like, you ain't have no artist, so nowhere close to what I done for you. Your biggest artist, yours. And I feel like you left me for stuck. I feel like you didn't teach, you feel like I was too young to get the knowledge from you of what was going on and why we split. And I feel like you backdoored me and went around and you told my mom and kind of kept me out of the loop and shit. And we just got it all out right there. And I told him, I said, look, dog, I'm not doing this next album unless it's with you. And we left that Malibu house, went back to Atlanta, and I'll be goddamn. Back to a million, 4th album.
Boom.
Let Me Hold You, #1 record. Right back. Like You, Ciara, #1 record. Back-to-back #1s. Boom. Then I think so many fucking records, and I forgot what came after that one. But soon as I got back with this man, 2 #1s. Now he's the hottest producer of the fucking decade at this point. He has 2 of my the top 4 records are his. Like You's #1, We Belong Together's #2, Let Me Hold You's #3, and Mariah again at #4.
Right.
This dude was on fire, and then it was go time again. We back doing arenas, and we back doing what we doing.
Right, because I think he produced "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey.
Yep.
And I remember him mentioning that was like the biggest radio song of all time, or something. It was like because it grabbed every genre, like every radio station, every type of music, from country to like slow R&B to oldies, was all playing this song. And now he's back with you again,
and we doing it,
and y'all doing it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So what happened after that?
We immediately. Well, I was coming off Roll Bounce. I did the movie Roll Bounce. I was in Chicago. That's why a lot of people don't know. That's why I had the fro in the movie, was the fact that me and Jermaine had a plan the whole time. He was just like, "Yo, keep the fro. You got to get the braids back."
Okay.
And after the movie was done, I had my fro. We braided it back. We dropped the album on it. Sells 1 million. We succeed on that one. After that, it's shit. We go on tour. Me and Omarion. We do the Scream tour. We do another one. I believe at that time I go and do Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift.
Right.
I'm hearing motherfuckers talking, oh, he can't do it. Oh, he can't do it again. I'm way in Japan. And as arrogant as I am, I remember telling Jermaine's father from Japan, I call him and I'm like, hey, you know, I've been filming this movie for like 4 months and I feel like motherfuckers think I'm getting cold. Like, what's up with, like, you can't go do no shit for 5, 6, 7 months without motherfuckers thinking you cold or you not hot no more. I said, so this is what we gonna do. I've been doing this movie for fucking ever. I wanna do another tour. And I remember like, what? Oh yeah, I wanna do another arena tour in the same year. I wanna do 2, after the Scream tour we did the movie, I said I wanna do 1 more tour. Who you want it to be? Fuck it. Give me Ciara, give me Chris Brown, give me Omarion, give me them franchise boys, give me Trey songs, let's go. Got what I wanted.
Boom.
Put them all on tour with me. Opened up my audience to all of them.
Yeah.
Everybody. And motherfuckers, we sold out the Garden 2 times in 1 year. And then after that, it was just on. And then a lot of touring. Then we got to the album Price of Fame. That album goes platinum. Off of that, we dropped Out of My System,
right.
Fresh As I Miss, Shorty Like Mine.
Loved Out of My System. That actually got me through a little bit of a rough time, you know, going through some relationship stuff. Like, you know, that was definitely a song that talked to me.
Yep.
You've heard that before.
Yep. So
that kind of showed the maturity.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you see more, you know, you're tackling more mature subject matter.
Right.
At that point.
Yeah. But I had a lot of things that was going on in my life too. You know, coming out of a high profile relationship that led into the success of Out of My System because my fans pretty much followed my life. So they knew who I dated, they knew what I was going through, and then boom, you know, and from then it was back on tour again, here we go, you know, and just never stopped. There was always album, movie, tour, album, movie, tour. I kind of try to maintain the same formula, you know, no different than Floyd's formula. Fight 2 times out the year, give me May, and, you know, Cinco de Mayo, and then give me September.
Right.
So it was like, you know, when Floyd's fighting, it was like we knew what our campaign was. Every year, every 2 years, we knew what we wanted to do.
So you mentioned the high profile relationship. Mm-hmm. So at what point did you and Ciara start to kind of get serious with each other?
We was, it really wasn't until probably when she dropped Goodies at the time.
That was her first single.
Yeah. How we met was crazy because she was an extra in my tour, my intro movie to my show. Mm-hmm. She was an extra. She was the girl sitting behind my classroom. It'll blow your mind if I show you that right now on YouTube. She's the girl sitting behind me, and she had a 2-way. And I remember Jazzy was always saying, I got this artist, and I was like, she cute, whatever, but I'm cool. And I always was flirting like, why you got a 2-way? Like, why you got a 2-way pager? Like, you ain't nobody. Who are you? Like, you know, and we became cool. We got each other's number from there. I remember my mother always thought she was older than what she was. And, you know, to this day, they're super, super tight. And, you know, that's pretty much, that was when it happened. And for me, I didn't know I really cared for her until I tried to like play her, being, you know, a dick, egotistic. She kind of bossed up on me. It was a Jay-Z concert, and you know, her record went #1. And
what do you mean you try to play her?
Oh, like on my Bow Wow shit, you know, she would call me, hey, let's hang out, you know, I'll hit you back. I remember Janet always telling me like, you know, Bow, she's a sweet girl, you should just, you know, you should try, you should. I'm like, but Miss Jan, I don't know. And then Jermaine was like, it's gonna take for him to see that girl with somebody and he gonna lose his fucking mind. Don't tell him nothing. And that's how it happened. I remember it was the night of the Jay-Z show. Okay. You know, she's popping, you know, she the new hot thing. Of course, me, I'm like, shit, hold up. I was first. Like, let me bring this thing home. And it wasn't until after the Jay-Z concert, she did some real boss shit. I said, I want to take you to the Jay-Z concert tonight. She said, no, I'm going with my girlfriends. I said, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna bring my homies. Now your homies too young. You feel me? I'm going with my grown girlfriends tonight. I'm like, word? And that night, T.I., Jay-Z, they brought her up on the stage at the after party. And I saw she was dancing and shit. And the homies in the booth like, ooh, Bow, I know you don't like that. I'm pissed. Cause to me, I'm like, man, they got her up here like dancing and shit, doing up. Nah, and I remember the next day, it was over. I stopped playing games, and then it was a wrap.
So after you saw that, you guys became official? Yeah,
because we was always cool. We was always cool. And yeah, the next day, that's when I just said, you know what, let me try this thing out. It's been a minute since I had a girlfriend.
Right.
But my heart is telling me, you know, something totally different. And it ended up becoming a great thing and a blessing that I did follow my gut that next day. I swear to God, God is my witness. The next day I drove to that woman's house and picked her up. And I had my butler cook breakfast at my house.
Okay.
Swear to God.
So I mean, I'm looking at the plaque here behind me, the Like You,
Platinum,
with, you know, platinum song with Ciara. Now, was this before or after you guys started getting serious?
Oh, when Like You came out, it was official.
Okay.
We was on. Like, we was on. We wasn't hiding no more. She was shy at first. I think our first outing was a Hawk game. And I remember me trying to drag her out forever. I was the guy that was like, who cares about the media? Who cares? Like, we cannot just be sitting in the house. Like, we got to go have fun. And whatever happens, happens. Okay. And, you know, it was a blessing, man. I respect her so much, and I'm so proud of her today. Just watching everybody who was in my life early on to watch us now at 29 and 30 years old, and how we all have kids and people are getting engaged and married. It's like, it's so dope. And I really mean this. Like, I'm really, really proud of her, because I was there in the beginning. I knew it, and she's well deserved of everything that she has right now. So I'm very, 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 very happy for her.
What caused you guys to break up?
Really me. You know, I felt like any young man would have went through what I went through. You know, I was in a serious relationship early on in my career. At the hottest time, I'm the hottest of the hottest thing. You know, once again, those influences. Why you in the house? Why you married? Why you cooped up? Why, man, when Criss Cross was young and they was fucking everything. Like, why you? And I was a good dude. Like, I was a dude that would be like, Bal, we going out tonight? Nah, I can't. All Bal, you a sucker. Man, why? Because I want to kick it with my girl tonight. My girl don't really got friends like that. You know what I mean? Right. I'm going home. I was that dude until my ass went to a strip club listening to Nelly.
So it was Nelly's influence.
Oh, Nelly fucked my life up.
Nelly fucked your life up.
Big bro, I love you to death. But Mo, I told him this. Every time when me and Mo and Jermaine together, I just told him this, bro, you my witness on the Sprinter. I said, yo, I blame you. You fucked my life up when it comes to women. If I would have never listened to y'all about strip clubs, I would have never seen what a fake ass looked like. I would have never seen with none of this shit that I love so much now that has got my head so fucked up. It would have never happened. And I went to my first strip club without them both, which was a bad idea. Because I didn't, I think I spent like fucking 15 grand that night on one girl. And so pretty much it was, here he is, he's young, he's at the height of his career right now. All the women want you. And my OGs is telling me this. They're telling me I'm not living. They're telling me I'm not experiencing the things that I need to experience. Sit your ass down when you older. And I was acting like grandpa at fucking 17 and 19. And then I just started listening like, man, they right. And start being in the streets, clubbing a lot, not wanting to come home, and you know how that go. And I just got sucked into the game, man, and I just had to understand with myself that, damn, now is the time that I need to be alone out here and living my life. And we just went our separate ways. But we were still respectful and still cool. And her and my mom are still tight to this day. Yeah.
Were you still in contact when her and Future got engaged?
No, not at all. We went a couple years without talking. Just because, you know, when we see each other in passing, it's high and by. And of course, I had her on 106 in Park for a straight week. I had her and Angela on the couch with me, which was cool. It was dope. I had a lot of fun, and we was cool then. I mean, we would talk during commercial break. We'll talk. I'll catch up, but like I said, man, we were kids, man. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand that. You know, next year I'll be 30, and that. Me and C happened around 17 through 19.
So were you her first?
That I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah, okay. That I don't know.
When you see her going through the drama with Future, you know, with the custody and everything else like that, and her with Russell, like knowing her the way you know her, like what is your take on all this?
It's just an unfortunate situation for both parties, really. Being a father myself, I understand how, women can get under your skin and, they can, play this game and how the system is designed to work for their favor.
Right.
Until they realize that it's really not. You know, even in my situation, it just works like, I think a lot of women, not saying C whatsoever because she doesn't need the money, but I feel like a lot of people rely on the system. And a lot of these women think that they can come up until they actually go in these courtrooms and it plays out the other way.
Right.
And I just feel like it's an unfortunate situation. They have a beautiful, healthy baby boy that I'm sure doesn't really know what's going on.
No, he's 2 years old, I think.
Yeah. And, you know, hopefully within time, you know, because time heals everything. Within time, hopefully they can come to some type of, you know, medium to where everything will be everything. You know, there was a point in time in my life where I was like, there's no way I'll ever can be in the same room as my baby mother. Like, it's impossible. And I had to go through the immature stages. I had to ask my boys how y'all do it. And then next thing you know, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It just happens as the child gets older. It just happens. So I'm sure they'll reach a point where, you know, they can get through all the mess. And I hate to see couples or, you know, parents have to go to court. It's bullshit. You spend so much unnecessary money on absolutely nothing. And this is the money I could have put away for my kid, or I could have bought you a house. Right. You know, you're in court trying to get a home for me, but you don't understand I'm spending way more than mortgage money a month or weekly on your fucking lawyer fees. Right. So, you know, I don't wish child support. I don't wish court. I don't wish family court on nobody. Yeah. And hopefully, you know, they can come to some type of conclusion and, you know.
Well, Future got co-parenting. I guess she had sole custody before, and Future got co-parenting, which I actually agree with.
No, I think
you know, unless the father is just
not
wrecked off drugs and can't even function. Yeah. You should have co-parenting, especially someone who could provide like a future.
And everyone needs their father.
Absolutely.
You know, with me not having my father, look at me. I'm not all the way there when it comes to women because I felt like I never had my father there to teach me certain things. You know what I mean?
Well, you had mentioned that your father was an alcoholic?
Yeah, for sure. Big time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you need that. So if you got a man that wants to be there, let that man be there. Vice versa. If you got a woman who wants to be, some deadbeat mamas out here too, Vlad. We got some fucking deadbeat moms out here too. But you know, it works both sides, man. You as humans, you come together to create this beautiful child, and both of you have the equal right, to me in my mind, to be there. So
she seems genuinely happy with Russell also, you know?
Yeah, I think that once you reach, I think once you've in your life gone through things or you've been hurt, promised, broken promises, you fall in love. Love hurts you. Yeah. And all of these things are preparing you for the grand story of something great lies at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like she's done that. You know what I mean? You gotta be. He's something different. He's not a clubber. He's not a bottle popper. He's not a weed smoker.
And he accepts the child. Like, you see him out with her and baby Future. It's dope.
Exactly. So he's a role model to, I'm sure, millions of kids who want to be like him and play football and different things like that. And I think that it's, you know, it's different. You know, it's different. And I think anytime you encounter something different, it's like a new breath of fresh air. Plus, dude is highly respectful from what I see. Even how he carries himself on and off the field. Sure. To society, the quote unquote perfect man, if that does exist. Right. That's what every woman wants. Yeah. You know, and that's what I'm believing she has with him. Of course, they're engaged, and I just feel like she's been trying to find that. Now God has put that in her life, and I feel like she should be happy.
Look, I work with them on Mad. Good guys. Good heart. Good guys. Give you the shirt off their back. Is it ironic? Is it a coincidence that most of their friends are white and got white wives? They like white women? I mean.
And they develop envy because they go home. They get out the car with their friend, with their other partner, and he listening to your music. They walk in the house, they girl listening to your music. They go downstairs, the kids doing a dance to your music. Now they are hypnotized with hatred.